Hey, do you want to see how I made an old camera work again? Nah, you're just interested in treaties, aren't you? Hi everyone, welcome to Planet Juju. This camera is a Polaroid iE826 and it was given to me as an Employee of the Month prize a few years ago. And I didn't really do very much with it because I'd already been buying mobile phones which had great cameras, and I've been using those ever since to make my videos. And I was thinking I'd quite like to change angles occasionally on my videos, and for that I need a new camera, and also my current camera is about 3.5 years old and sometimes it just overheats, and it would be great to have a backup. So I thought I'd use this. It's full HD at 1080, so it should be the same as my camera and what I'm using. The only problem is that I've had it hanging around in the box too long, that when I finally opened it, I found that the battery that was in it was not able to be charged anymore. It just completely lost its charge and everything was dead. And I tried it for hours and hours and hours and it still wouldn't charge. So going online and looking for a ZK01 battery, I found that they're no longer produced, which is really quite annoying considering that I hadn't really used this camera at all and I'd quite like to use it now. So I looked online and there was a suggestion that the BL5B battery was going to be suitable, but when I had a look at it online, it just looks too long. It doesn't look the same as this one, which is just off square really. So the camera went back on the shelf for another few months until my husband asked me what I wanted for Christmas. And I said, well, I'd really like a new video camera. But the problem is, a lot of the cameras are really expensive, or they just weren't available anymore. And there is a problem now where mobile phone cameras are getting so good, camera companies just aren't making entry-level cameras anymore. So I thought I'd have one last-ditch effort at trying to find a battery that was compatible. And I have to make sure that these three contacts here are in exactly the right place, and also it has these cutouts here because otherwise it might not fit properly in the bottom of the battery compartment, which is only very small. So I spent a few more hours looking online and I finally found something that I think is going to work. It came from China and this is it. It's a BP5M battery and it seems very, very similar. So it's got the three contacts in the right place and it's got the same cutouts, but it's very, very slightly wider. And I just hope that's going to fit. I think one's just sort of squared off a little bit more and the new one's rounded a bit more. But they are the same Li-ion battery, 3.7 volts, 550 mAh, 2.035 Wh, rechargeable batteries. One is very slightly longer than the other. Just make sure it goes in the right way. There we go. But I am able to get it in and push it down that far at least, and the SD card fits in on that side as well. Now I've already charged this one up and behold, I've got a great charge on there and it's working. So now I know that's going to work. The only problem is the door doesn't shut properly, and I think one of the reasons is, although that fits at the bottom, this square there is just too deep, and I think that was probably to keep the shorter battery down and in place and stop it rattling around. This is slightly longer, so I'm just going to need to try and shave that off, and hopefully then the whole thing will fit in. Now, it was quite a tight fit to get that battery in, and so it's going to be quite a tight fit taking it out again. And what I would suggest is getting something that's not sharp, because you don't want to pierce the battery. Something that will just fit in, that you can gently ease the battery out with. Pull it out just so that I can get that out. It's just taken the outside label off. It hasn't actually damaged the outside coating of the battery there. I'm just going to try and sand it down very gently with a nail file. Well, that actually took quite a few minutes, and in the end I got my mini craft tool out and finished it off with my fine sanding stone. But I tried to close the lid and there was still another piece here protruding that was stopping it going completely flush. So I've got to do that now, and I'm going to do that with the sanding stone as well. Well, that's all done. Let's see if it closes. Yep, and that's really nice and flush. I'm very happy with that, and I think that's a very good solution for a camera that would otherwise have ended up in landfill, really. It's working okay, but there are a few problems with the colour adjustment, which I might have to get to grips with. The company I ordered the batteries from actually sent me 2 batteries for the price of 1, which was very generous of them. So now I have a spare battery backup as well, so if the battery goes and it needs charging again, I can put a new one in straight away.
And this clip was brought to you by the iE826 Polaroid camera, which you can buy for a snip off eBay.
Well, I hope you found that interesting, or even useful if you've got the same camera lying around somewhere that's not being used. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.